perfumes that were just not it. Today we're gonna be talking about perfumes that I felt that were not it. I didn't care for, unimpressed, weren't worth my money, my moolah, my hard-earned monies. So let's get into it. So the first one that I have here is one that I've talked about in the past. Did not like it, did not care for it. That was Truth or Dare Naked by Madonna, which is not the one in the white bottle, it's the one with the clear bottle, and it's like a brown liquid. I actually like the bottle. I think it looks super vintagey, and I'm into stuff that look vintagey. But the way the bottle looked is how it smelled, and it smelled very vintagey, and I'm not into vintage smelling perfumes, so I was not vibing with that one. It was I'm pretty sure that it has benzoin as a note, and I'm not a fan of benzoin. I can tolerate it in certain perfumes or mixed with other notes, but it cannot be a prominent note, or the perfume itself cannot be concentrated on that one particular note. So it did smell 100% vintage, and as I've described in the past, it smells like a sweet perfume that my grandma would enjoy. Take that as it is. That's not meant to be an offense. It's just that's how it smelled like to me. It smelled like just an older perfume. It didn't smell modern at all. And I also got it at a not so much affordable price. It's a celebrity perfume, and I feel like I overpaid for it because at the time that I got it, it was essentially popular during that time. So I think I overpaid for it. Next on my list, this is one that I had for quite a while, and I really tried to like it, and I tried to give it a chance because it was one that I got my hands on it at a steal, and I did not want to let go of it. Not because it's really liked, because it is really liked. It's one of the niche perfumes that is particularly liked, and it's I would say an introductory niche at the pricing that it's retailed for. Actually, no, I think it retails for quite a lot. But you can find it at retailers like Fragrance Net and whatnot, so you can find it at a more affordable pricing. And this is Van Cleef & Arpels Orchidee Vanille. Orchidee Vanille? You know what I'm talking about. I'll put pictures on screen and stuff. So that one. That was, I think it's supposed to be like a chocolate orange flavor, wow, scent. I was not impressed. I was so unimpressed the very first time that I got it. And when I began my perfume journey, I feel like I started the opposite. I actually started, I want to say, with niche because of a clone house, and that's how I pretty much got introduced to perfumes. I started experiencing with clones and introductory niche perfumes, and then I got into designers. Wow, I was eating gum the whole time, and that's so annoying. I can really see people being like triggered by that. Now, I won't say that I prefer designers over niche, but I haven't found too many niche perfumes that have stole my heart and that are worth the price, because when I smell one, I'm like, oh, I've smelled this before, this is done before. And the same with designers, but designers have designer pricing, so there's that. So Van Cleef & Arpels, that one was a waxy, slightly powdery, it wasn't even a chocolate. It had like an orange nuance in there. From what I remember, it was quite long lasting. And I remember that I had projection or performance problems with that one in general. But I found, you know, after having it for many, many months, I figured, no, it lasts quite a while, but it is more of a skin scent. It's definitely more of an intimate scent. And it was one that I didn't see myself reaching for. That one, I got it around the same time that I got Serge Lutens Un Bois Vanille. Un Bois Vanille was one of them that I did not care for. I ended up really liking it. And Van Cleef & Arpels Orchidee Vanille was not one that I ended up falling in love with. I think I ended up appreciating it somehow, but as my collection kept growing, I was like, no, this, like, it's pointless having it. I don't even wear it as often. And if I want an intimate scent, I don't really care for intimate scents like that. I already have the ones that I like. I don't need more than what I have, to be real, you know? So I just found it pointless. Right, so the next one is 7 Virtues from Vanilla Woods. 7 Virtues, is that the name of it? Once again, pictures will be on screen. So that is one that I wanted so bad because Stephanie from SMLXO, she talked about it in one of her perfume videos. And I remember she described it as like an apple crisp or an apple pie. And I was like, oh my God, like I want this so bad. The notes are amazing. And you look at the notes and you're like, how can someone mess this up? Like there's no way. I think it has like caramel. It's just a sweet note, but it just looks so like scrumptious. I got my hands on it and I was so excited. I did a video actually listing it in my wish list, and by the time that video went up, the perfume was already on the way. Half of the perfumes in that wish list, the perfumes were already on the way. That's when I low-key had no self-control. So in a summary, the way that it smelled, it did not smell like how I expected it. It smelled very, if you guys hear, by the way, it's my dog walking, and like, yeah, it's just my dog walking. It smelled very organic. Like that's the most organic that any perfume has ever smelled like to me. Very organic, and it was slightly sweet. It was not even a perfume that I would consider sweet. And it actually low-key smelled like dirt. It smelled literally like this, like a brown toasted coconut, but like the outside of it, like the brown part of it, and it's been sitting like just there in the sun, in the dirt. That's how it smelled like to me. So it was not yeah, okay. The next one was BDK Grey Charnel. This is one that I got from Fab Grants. I was not with it. It smelled definitely unisex. It had a barbershop-y scent about it. It was a little bit sweet, woody, but it had a masculine aspect to it that I did not enjoy. And did it make me nauseous? I don't remember if it made me nauseous, but I just remember being annoying. I didn't enjoy wearing it. And it had a herbal medicinal vibe about it. It was an odd one. It was kind of cozy in a way, but also cold at the same time. It definitely had a cold aspect. I didn't get the popularity of it. I feel like you can get that scent as well in a cheaper alternative, maybe from like an indie house. It had aspects of something that I've been familiar with, so I wasn't too impressed. It wasn't too unique. It was unique in its own way, but it wasn't too unique, and it definitely was something that I don't see myself wearing. It smelled actually kind of generic. It smelled like a generic guy's fragrance mixed in with a woman's fragrance, kind of like a combination of the two. I know it's the weirdest thing ever. It didn't even smell cologne-y, even though cologne is just a concentration. But I know that most people call a guy's fragrance a cologne. So it didn't have that typical cologne like Abercrombie and Fitch. Super typical. No, it didn't have that, but it did have a barbershop-y aspect to it. It was not it. I didn't care for it. The next one that I have here is from Grimo or Grimo. And it's the pink perfume, and it's supposed to be like a marshmallow perfume. I didn't even care to try with that one. I just knew that I prefer something over that one. The opening was very herbal to me, leaning Vicks, like Vicks Vapor Rub. And the dry down, it was one that lasted a while too. I noticed it was one that lasted a long time, and the dry down had that, yeah, marshmallow powdery whatever, but it wasn't like a true marshmallow. It wasn't overly gourmand to me. If anything, to me it was a herbal perfume that leaned medicinal, and it had a little bit of sweetness. It was something that I know that I wouldn't reach for. It was something that I knew I wasn't going to wear, and I expected a unique marshmallow. That's why I got it, but it was just something that I didn't see myself wearing. And it wasn't a bad perfume. It definitely didn't make me nauseous or whatever. I felt uncomfortable. Like BDK Grey Charnel is just one that I knew that I wouldn't reach for, one that I knew that I didn't care for. I barely have space as it is for my own perfumes that I like, so I definitely am not going to keep something that, oh, it's nice, it's artistic. No, not me, not I. Another one that I have here is Olympia Intense. Now this is one that I got a little bit of what's it called, lashback, and it was a first impression on top of that, so I didn't even have a full conclusion. But now I have my full conclusion. I still can't stand it. I still can't deal with it. Popular, very much liked. Will I say that I understand why it's like? No. You guys know. Well, if you don't know, I don't care. If I like something and you guys don't like it, okay. And and if I don't like something and someone else loves it, okay, and it's my own opinion, my own body chemistry. We're all gonna like different things, so I'm cool with that. But that is one that I know is really liked, and it was taken back that I did not like it. I still don't like it. That was my first impression, and this is not my conclusion. It was too thick, too amber. It was a salty, sweet amber. It was very decadent and very rich, too heavy, and it smelled quite mature leaning. I didn't find it like a sex appealing perfume. I didn't find it arousing in any way. I didn't find it like, yeah, no, no. I found it definitely more mature leaning. I think the original Olympia is more sexy actually than the Intense. And yeah, because the original has that muskiness, and I love like that like skin leaning musk. I think that's very enticing, very animalistic, as you can say. So but the other one is just, it was doing too much, and I didn't want to do the most. Not like that. I already do the most. Right, another one was Mon Exclusive. It wasn't a bad perfume. It was actually soft, buttery, but I didn't care for it. It was something that, it was pretty pricey too, but it was something, even though I got it at a good deal, I guess you could say, but it was still pricey for something that I knew that I didn't love, and something that I was not overly impressed with. It was very, very buttery, to the point that it smelled like it had oil. Like, okay, that sounds dumb, but it smelled like oil. Very oily, very buttery. Felt also kind of soft and intimate, and it goes back to the whole thing that I do not care to have many intimate scents in my collection. I already have a few. Some that I can name at the top of my head is Kenzo Flower L'Elixir. I have Serge Lutens Bois Vanille, Laura Mercier Amber Vanille. Is it? Oh no, it's not. It's called Laura Mercier Amber Vanille. Yeah, Eau Gourmand. Which, by the way, that one has no vanilla or amber. Crazy, right? I have a couple of like intimate scents, so I don't need too many. The other one that I was super unimpressed, oh, I shouldn't say super, well, no, I was super impressed, is the Alien Salted Caramel. I know there's another name for it, but I'll put it on screen for you guys, and that's the one that has caramel as a note instead of vanilla. And that one, I found it redundant. I found that it smelled too similar to Alien Essence Absolute, and I already have Alien Essence Absolute, except it didn't have that menthol jasmine, and I do not mind the menthol jasmine in Essence Absolute at all. I already have like 3 bottles of Essence Absolute, which I think is ridiculous. I think I'm actually going to get rid of at least one. I do not need that many, but it's like, you know, it's a hard to get perfume. It's one of my favorites, so that's why I feel like I needed 3, but no, that's too much. That's just ridiculous. So I was like, why would I need another one that smells too similar without the menthol jasmine? I think it's just a thing of a preference. Well, if you collect, then great, you have both, or it's a preference whether, you know, if the menthol jasmine in Essence bothered you, then I think salted caramel would work for you. If you don't mind the menthol jasmine in Essence, then why have the other one? Like, they were redundant, and I find Essence a little bit more potent, not even potent, but just a little bit more potent because of that menthol jasmine, and I love the jasmine in Aliens. That's what makes Alien. So I didn't need that salted caramel one. And another one that is a favorite of most, and this is Layin Gold from Martin Micallef, or M. Micallef. I was so excited to get my hands on this. I placed my order as soon as it came in stock on FragranceNet, and as soon as I smelled it, I got disappointed very quickly. It smelled super similar to Chopard Cashmere, or Cashmere Chopard, whatever. The one that's still have it here with me. I have 2 bottles actually. I didn't even try to give it a chance. Like, I just got rid of it ASAP. I was like, I don't need this. There is some differences. I won't say that they're 100%, you know, the same. Obviously not. The difference between Layin Gold and Cashmere is Layin Gold is slightly more creamy, whereas Chopard is on the more dusty side of it. But they are so similar, I do not think you need both. Gabby from Gabby Loves Perfumes, she told me, though, that I'll say, she told me that she didn't like Chopard because Chopard is like dusty, and as I've said before, it smells like old books in an old library. It's a vintage perfume, and I don't like vintage perfumes, but something about that one I liked. And I think I'm getting over it. Actually, I mixed it with Livre a lot in the fall and I loved it. Orange Blossom mixes so well with that peachy undertone in Chopard, but I think I'm like getting over it because I did that combo a whole lot in the fall. But anywho, Gabby told me that she knows that I like Chopard, so she's like, I don't think, to be honest, you need Layin Gold. But I was like, if I don't like it, I'll just get rid of it. It's not a problem. And I always wanted to smell it. So, you know, it's, I know, pretty hard to get in the US. So I got it as soon as it came in stock, like I said. She was definitely right. You do not need a Layin Gold if you have Chopard Cashmere because they smell pretty similar. And the difference in pricing is very, very significant. And I will say Layin Gold is a little bit better blended. You can't take that away from it. It is more blended, but I don't know. The difference in pricing is significant enough for me to feel like, no, I don't need it. So that's pretty much it. That's my selection of perfumes that just were not it for me. I didn't care for, felt like I didn't need, felt redundant. Yeah, and I don't have in my collection, and I definitely got rid of them. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I noticed that in my last video I said it, follow me if you're not following me. That's how you know I have been like away from YouTube. But yeah, please subscribe if you guys have not already. You guys can also follow me on Instagram if you guys want to keep up with me. I'm a lot more active over there than I am here. And as always, I hope you guys have a beautiful and wonderful and blessed day, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Bye guys.